You know what happens in show business, Tracy? Is you get your opportunities to do that. I had a lot, especially after the Birdcage came out. I had a lot of heat, as we like to say in the industry. That's an industry term.
Right.
Heat. Don't use that unless you're in show business. And I had a chance. Like I did 3 movies that I sort of semi-starred in, specifically Godzilla, a film called Mystery Alaska. It's going back a ways. A movie called Mystery Men, and they all didn't perform. I mean, monetarily, they were varying degrees of creative success.
And so, at that moment in your life, were you like thinking, "Oh, I'm going to be a big blockbuster movie star," and then they didn't perform, and then did you have to recalibrate your expectations?
Yeah, you get your shot,
Right.
and then if it doesn't work out, especially if it doesn't work out 3 times, 3
Right.
strikes, you're out. Like if one of those,
Right.
you know, made $180 million, I
Yeah.
probably would have gone to make the next one, and then maybe you parlay that into Jim Carrey level success, for lack of a better term.
Right.
But and then, you know, I had some TV failures. I developed 2 or 3 shows that really did not work out, and I'd be the first to say I probably the person who was least happy with them was me. They just didn't.
Right.
That's why I'm again so thrilled with this show that I
Yeah.
feel like I finally got it right.
Yeah.
But I agree, and it's a fair question. Over the years, I used to bum out sometimes, like
Really?
I'm not Jim Carrey, or I'm not who Matthew Perry's a very dear friend of mine, or I'm not Matthew Perry,
Right.
or who I'm not. I'm not. There's many, by the way, many. It's a long list. Many folks who I'm not.
But you know what? That to me would be. I just spent 10 days in LA shooting a show, and it's so the psychology of being in show business in LA versus in New York is different. It is a business that can make you so wildly insecure about what you're doing or what you aren't doing, and I just think it would be very hard to reconcile even.
Well, everything about, first of all, being an actor, your job is to sort of portray humanity and sort of be aware of yourself and reveal yourself, and then you're your own product, and that's, you know, graded and liked or disliked or whatever it is. You're so out there, all this kind of stuff. So hard not to take personally. But it's funny, you know, actually Jim Carrey, it's actually fortuitous she made that reference, because here, this is what sums it. I was actually at a very big event in Los Angeles, speaking of Jim Carrey, and it's called the Fire and Ice Ball. You familiar with the Fire and Ice Ball?
Yeah.
In LA, they throw it at Barney's every year. It's unbelievable. I'd never known it. I only got invited to it because my ex-wife, I was with her at the time, and Helen Hunt, and she was invited, so I was her.
Yeah.
I was her beau. I was her date.
Right.
And it's like more than the Oscars. It's like this party. Every single person in it is a tremendous movie star. And I was at it, you know, as Helen's date, and profoundly awkward.
Right.
And looking for a safe place to land socially, and the most friendly and the least intimidating seemed Dustin Hoffman at the bar. Okay, so I walked over there and I was chatting with Dustin Hoffman a little bit, and he said, he's looking around at the room, and at the time, Jim Carrey was at the height, and he said, "You know what I call this night?" And I said, "What, Mr. Hoffman?" He said, "A tough night for everybody but Jim Carrey." And
wow.
Yeah, so to bring it full circle on Tracy's question.
Yeah.
So whoever it is of the moment, which seems to change about every 5 years.
Right.
It is, but I was amazed. I didn't have the nerve to say it, but if I had more presence of mind, I would have said, "Mr. Hoffman,
You're
really?
Dustin Hoffman.
Come on.
Right.
You're an icon and a genius and the real deal and have stood the test of time. And by the way, why are you comparing yourself to who's ever of the moment who's 25
when
years
you're
younger?"
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, but that, you know,
But
and I think LA feeds that.
Oh, 100%.